on the next episodes with Antonio. Thank you, Keys for Kids Ministries, for this daily devotional. Towers and turrets. Read Nahum 1, verse 7. Charlie and Katie gasped as they caught their first glimpse of the magnificent stone castle that stood in front of them. They were spending the summer with their grandparents in England, while their dad was in the hospital having surgery. "Whoa! The castle's bigger than I imagined," said Charlie. "There's water all around it," squealed 5-year-old Katie, scrunching up her nose. "How are we going to get in?" "Across that wooden bridge over there," said Grandpa. "Come on, let's get marching." "The water surrounding the castle is called the moat," explained Grandma. Moats made it extra tricky for enemy soldiers to break in, especially on horseback. Can you see the drawbridge? It could be raised up to stop unwanted intruders from crossing the moat. "So cool!" Charlie exclaimed. Inside the castle, a tour guide led them up a worn stone staircase that spiraled round and round, right to the top. "I'm getting dizzy," said Katie. Grandpa gripped the handrail and pulled a silly face. "Me too!" "Hey, look at those weird little windows," said Charlie. "They're just tiny slits." "Perfect for firing an arrow out," said the guide. "Virtually impossible to fire one back in." At the top of the steps was the castle keep, a small inner tower. The guide explained that it was the highest and safest place in the castle. "I hope Daddy's safe in the hospital," said Katie, suddenly, as they walked out onto one of the turrets. "I miss him." "Me too," said Charlie. "I wish she could see this place." Grandma reached out and hugged them both close. "Do you know what? Your dad is in the safest place he can be." "Do you mean the hospital?" asked Charlie. "Nope," said Grandma. "Much safer than that. He's in God's great big arms." The Bible describes God as a mighty fortress, a strong, tall tower that we can run to any time we feel afraid. Jesus saved us from sin, and He promises to be with us when we face scary times. "That's so true," agreed Grandpa. "Let's pray for your dad right now, right at the top of this castle tower. Jesus is just like the castle keep. He's the strongest and safest place we could ever be." Find refuge in Jesus. Key verse: the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run to it and are safe. Proverbs 18, verse 10. Have you ever felt worried and afraid? Maybe you've seen the news and felt anxious. Or perhaps you're concerned about someone you love. Jesus doesn't want us to worry. He tells us to run to Him with all our troubles. He is a strong, safe fortress whenever we feel afraid. Take your worries to Him, and He will surround you with His loving arms.